My name is Blair Durkee. I'm a PhD student in the computer science program. My hometown is Greenville, South Carolina. I'm a lifelong resident of South Carolina. I originally came to Clemson just to pursue further education in computer science. I had a few connections from undergrad here. I applied, got accepted, and I've been here for about 5 years now. My involvement here, I'm finishing up my second year as Secretary of Health Services. I was in an unofficial capacity under Anna Eskridge's administration as well. And I've also served in an unofficial capacity on a number of different task forces and committees and groups. I've served as the secretary for the President's LGBTQ Task Force. I've served on a screening committee for a position at the Gantt Center, and a few other things as well. The reason that I'm running for vice president is simply to give back. I've been here for a few years now, and I want to use my talents, use my abilities, use the connections I've made, the experience I've gained, the knowledge I've gained, to serve you, the student body. The things that I wish to accomplish are probably the same thing most graduate students want, right? We all want, more graduate assistant funding, lower fees, lower expenses. There are very few controversial things in terms of policy ideas. But I truly believe that I have a special skill set that allows me to see all sides of an issue, to hear diverse voices, to have an open mind, and to make connections, the right connections that allow things to get done, to keep the pressure on, so whenever there is an opening for graduate student interest, that I can take advantage of that right away, because I've made those connections already. And I believe that the work I've already done in the past will help me to do that as well.
Thanks, Claire. Hello, everyone. I'm Howard Anderson. I am in the PhD program in Educational Leadership over in the School of Education. My focus here at the beginning of my graduate studies, at least, is on the ways that students, particularly graduate students, sort of mimic lawmaking. So things like graduate student government, honor councils, that sort of thing. The reason that I'm interested in that is because when I'm not a graduate student, I'm a lawyer here in town. Most of what I do is criminal appellate work, do some landlord-tenant work too, and some civil rights work. So I'm very interested in all things legal, obviously. I am interested in, I guess, pursuing 4 big items as vice president. Recognizing that the main role of the vice president is to sort of help control the meetings and make it run smoothly. So first, as I think everyone would agree, we should all be transparent in government, particularly given that we spend money that is collected from students. And so I'd like to see things like our votes, which we take here and are recorded, I'd like to see those be published rather than just having in the minutes saying that something passed. I think it's appropriate for people to know who voted yes, who voted no, and who abstained. And so that's a very simple change. It's easy to do. You just put it up on the website because we're collecting the votes anyway here electronically, things like that. I would like to see us also put our budget up online, where we've spent money, rather than just having it flashed up here on the screen for the senators, because it's not really our money, it's the graduate students' money as a whole. I think anyone who wants to see it should be able to easily get it. And I think that transparency is always a good thing. Secondly, and this is certainly an important thing, I want to improve our procedures here. As many of you know, we've got very complicated procedures if you've looked at our documents. We've got sort of 4 sets of documents that we operate off of, 2 constitutions, bylaws, and standing rules. But the problem is that those things are already complicated enough, but we don't follow what's written. So we have a 5th set, which are procedures that apply in practice. And I think that having all that complication, 1, deters participation because folks are scared that you don't really know how to do things because you're not really sure what's supposed to do. And then 2, it's needlessly complicated, so our meetings, I think, run longer than they should because we have to worry about all these procedures. So one of the things I'd like to do is to make sure that our documents match what it is that we do in practice and so it's just a matter of updating and making sure that everything matches. I would also like to sort of improve the substance of our meetings. I mean, I think that all of our time here is very valuable as graduate students, and I want to make sure that we're spending our time doing things that really matter. So, for example, I'd like to see us do more oversight of administration. We have all these cabinet positions. I don't know that I really know what the cabinet is doing. So I'd like to see things like maybe 1 or 2 meetings a semester. Let's have a meeting devoted to, okay, let's see what the cabinet's doing, and let's figure out how we as a Senate can help support them, and vice versa. And I would also like to see us work on sort of big problems that we can actually accomplish, like, for example, how to increase PEG funding. I mean, that's something that we control. So it may be fundraising, it may be raising the student fee, something. But try to improve that process, because PEGs, of course, are very important for us as graduate students. And then finally, again, I've harped on this before, but I really would like to see us improve our democratic legitimacy. I know, for example, that we can raise the graduate fee, or at least propose raising it by vote here. For something like that, I would propose that instead of just us voting, it should go to the entire graduate student body as a whole, because we're raising their taxes. And so I think that they should all get a chance to vote, particularly given that so many of our senators aren't elected but are appointed. And then secondly, as I said in our last meeting, I really would like to see us move towards a model where we have more elected senators, either in the departments or by colleges or by the school at large, to help us be more representative of the student body. So those are the things that I want to work on, and I hope to have your vote.